First thing to accept in a relationship, especially one that has children involved, you got to accept the whole package.
Mhm.
So what we decided was there was a carnival, and we took all three kids with us. It was a little bit rough because I knew that the kids loved their dad, and they were going to have a harder time trying to trust this new strange man in their lives. And honestly, it wasn't that bad with my son and my middle-aged daughter, but my oldest daughter, it was a little bit more challenging. She had tried everything to get me to leave. And it came down to me ruining a Garth Brooks song and telling her no matter what, I am not going anywhere because this is the woman of my dreams. This is the woman I want to be with. And I love you, children. And I said, you're just going to have to deal with it because I'm not going to. And then finally, after a couple dates, I mean, I do have to say, with me getting the children more interactive with our dates, because I had to be more optimistic at the fact that it's just not Amanda. It's Amanda and the three kids. So I had to make
Mhm.
them apart. And once I began making them more apart, that's when me and Layla started developing a very good bond as father and daughter. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was the most longest and hardest thing I had to do as far as building up trust with all three children. But if I were to go back today and say that I wanted to change it, no, I wouldn't take it any other way.
No, that's awesome. So it was very hard too at that time because you're trying to think for yourself, but at the same time, you have three children. So you're caught in between your emotions and what's best for those children at the same time. But when I saw that he was actively taking the time to engage the kids and add them and wasn't like, okay, I'll go out with you when you can find someone, or just call me when you have more time. Because I find that certain things. Then I was like, okay, he's just not in this 100%. Me and him, this is a whole package. And he reminded me of that every time we would talk about things. He's like, I'm aware that it's not just you. So that did help at the beginning. But there was a lot of hangups too, because when you have that bond with your children and you have someone coming in and you're like trying to figure out of the comfortable of parenting when you're dating, like, and you have someone else around your children, and my children were young. When you guys have your routines and your that bond, your children definitely like, okay, as Jim said, you could be a friend, but you need to go
Mhm.
home at some point. The mom's still
Right.
authority, and and I'm you're cool, but me, like, go home at some point.